I mean, it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to learn more of the
This is just
terminology.
us rambling so we can buy some space to
It takes a
do
while
the
to
share.
Yeah, with 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the only thing
Because we're also like on a super delay because it's Facebook live streaming.
I'm trying to see.
Not-
There's
not
no
the
recent
other
posts.
competitors.
Oh, there it is.
But do what you can, do what you must.
You do what you must because.
God, I really want Sapporo Ichi ramen right now.
I really just want a bottle of Sapporo,
Hey.
or a bottle
We could
or
go
a
to
bottle of
Bet's
Orion.
Attention. We could go to Bet's Attention after this.
No, I have to go to bed.
Oh, what's
bedtime?
Me too.
Yeah, it's called bedtime because I have a
My-
nice 8 a.m. meeting tomorrow.
I have my phone interview tomorrow with Heinz, and then scheduling my 3rd interview with Salesforce,
There you go.
and then scheduling my interview with Minecraft Earth for a social media manager position.
Nice.
Just trying to get into that corporate game so we can be
I'm
the
just
corporate
trying to
goo.
make more than $60,000 a year, and all 3 of these jobs are probably going to offer, or 2 of them offer more than 70, and then this social media job, I assume it will give me at least 70.
I know AV's trying to get that 6-figure.
That's the dream.
I have to do promotional stuff. We don't talk about my work on this show.
Because you still work for Uncle Jeff.
No. What could you mean by this, Uncle Jeff?
No shame in it. I used to work for Papa Zuck.
I mean,
The Zuck.
you do what you can.
You do what you must because you can.
The Zuckerberg. Okay, I think people are starting to watch us now.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
We should probably kick it off.
That's fine.
Hey Keith, you
Yeah,
do
Keith,
the
fucking count us in.
Oh, hold on. I'm still tagging people. I'm trying to get Amanda on this.
Oh man, we miss you. Oh, the light makes a noise. Okay, cool.
we need to do the on-air thing outside the door too. If we're actually pros at this.
Oh, I'm a
What?
I'm a milestone
This is
follower.
like WKRP
on our
in Cincinnati.
podcast.
Wow.
Kids,
Look at that.
Hey,
See that
kids.
shit? See that shit? It says milestone
Hey viewers,
follower.
you guys
Wow.
remember
You're one of our
WKRP
top
in
fans.
Cincinnati? Oh wait,
Cincinnatus. City of Cincinnati.
yes, with Les Nessman with
Okay,
the news.
just
anyways.
count us down.
Yeah. Derek, you had enough time.
4, 3.
Holy hell, maniacs. It is a new day. It is a new day.
Yeah, you go new day.
New day.
Yep.
I'll drink to that,
That
brother.
that's a wrestling
Soundcasting
thing.
Network and New Belgium Brewing Pacific Northwest proudly bring to you
I would drink to
the
that.
podcasting network of the world. saltTier episode 38.
You're already doing it wrong.
Were we supposed to come in all
What?
at once there?
Oh,
What's going
Lord.
on?
Too sweet.
Oh,
Sweet.
Lord.
Where your argument is.
Banana hammock.
Thank you. Wow, you love banana hammock.
I love banana hammocks.
Maniacs,
love it.
we're coming to you from Studio 212 here in South Lake Union, Seattle, part of the Soundcasting Network in the Emerald City of Seattle.
Where the
And
traffic is fine.
Where the
traffic's
traffic is
fine.
absolutely fine. And before I introduce any of our sponsors or any other things happening, I want to make sure I give a loud shout out to the one that makes it all happen. He's the Prince of Parmesan. He is the Emperor Elote. And he is the regent of Rigatoni.
Yes.
We got Keith the Bogan.
Thanks for letting us
Right.
talk a bunch of shit, as always. Coming to this one location.
Go Cougs.
Yep.
And this episode specifically, and the last couple episodes, have been proudly brought to you by New Belgium Brewing. Thank you so much, Lauren from Pacific Northwest. No, New Belgium Brewing. You can at them at New Belgium _PNW. Also at Voodoo Ranger, because in a world full of ordinary IPAs, Voodoo Ranger saves the day.
Hashtag live rangerously.
No,
Yep.
We're about that.
We are about that. They are a B Corp certified brewery, and they are employee owned. Name a beer that you drink that does that. And to my right, what are you drinking there? Which one is that?
As usual, this is the Savorings ... As usual, I have the Juicy Haze IPA. This is my
You've
go-to.
been quite a fan of the Juicy Haze.
ever
a good one.
since. Yeah. This is my consistency.
And we'll give you deets on more things than how New Belgium Brewing is involved with PAX and how you can maybe get swag from us or New Belgium directly.
Maybe potentially some badges, too.
Badges.
Maybe potentially
they
some
are,
badges.
They're making people work for these badges.
We don't need no
coming up
stinking
next
badges.
week.
And we'll tell you a little bit about that in just a bit.
Oh yeah.
All right. But first and foremost, I guess third and foremost, I am Loud and Brown.
Hi.
At Loud and Brown on Instagram and Twitter and on game like FGC I am. Gross stuff with a PH. This week I played a little bit of Tekken.
No.
Probably too much Overwatch.
No.
And I watched a lot of corridor crew videos on YouTube
Nice.
of like visual effects artists watch like special effects scenes. Anyway, we'll get our intern London with a Y to go link that on our page.
yeah.
Everyone, please welcome our new intern. Her name is
London
with
with
a
the Y, baby.
She doesn't have a mic yet because she's
Frickin-
not
Yep.
cleared.
God damn it.
She's in the back right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
She doesn't have those privileges quite yet.
Yeah.
But
She
Can't
doesn't
be in
have.
the same room
she's
with
brand
Hal.
new, hence the intern.
Damn it, London. Well,
We don't pay her anything.
she can do things remotely though.
They talk about experience as payment. That shit's legit.
Yeah.
Is
She's
she-
getting paid in exposure.
She's getting paid. on
Is she in the Vape Nation right now? Is that why she's outside?
Yep.
Vape Nation.
Wait, no, Vape Nation. There we go.
All right. Well, thanks, London. Hopefully you're hearing
With the
this
Y.
and do it- London with a Y.
If
hopefully
you're not moderating this chat, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you.
Yeah. London with a Y, I hope you're going to be doing your job, and let's see that link for that. But I've been Louder Brown. To my left, I got.
Oh, we're going this way. What up, boys and girls? This is Goon P&W. Catch me on all my social media for like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. It's Goon P&W. You can catch me playing a multitude of fighting games. I've been getting into some of that Guilty Gear. After that announcement for the new game coming out, to be pretty hyped. I look forward to it. I've been coming pretty nice at Dragon Ball, so you should also catch me on that too. Let me beat your ass a little bit. That'd be nice. Aside from that, play Eunice
Play Eunice.
to the left of me.
Play Eunice. Yeah, that's me. Anyways, it's your boy Von Shady. I've been hard at work doing some extracurricular projects for this podcast, which we'll announce a little bit later. But what I'm playing right now is Judgment from the makers of Yakuza. A lot of Sega Heroes because I have no other free time to do what I would love to do. And then I've been playing Mordau, which is kind of like Chivalry. It's a very highly simulated medieval combat PvP game. So that's what you can find me on now. And then I should be practicing for Tetris. And I have not done that in a while. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been up to. I guess for intros, are we actually gonna move the?
Actually, we forgot. We got to take it over to this
Oh,
guy.
I thought Russ already did his intro.
No, he
No.
was talking about the beer he was drinking.
Oh, what a motherfucker! All right, all the way on the other side of the table, we have the one and only.
Yeah, you got the one and only Saverings. Thank you for that lovely introduction there over there, Von Shady. I appreciate it.
I have to make up.
Thank you. Let me see, what do we got up here? What I've been doing this week? I've been busy building computers. This is the second computer that I've built in the last probably calendar week, maybe 10 days. So I've been doing that. We'll talk on that here in a bit. What I've been playing? I've been playing quite a bit. I actually had to pull it up. There's always my my default time waster, which is Idle Champions, which is just a Dungeons and Dragons clicker game that I'm thoroughly hooked on. I realize some people on my friends list play it, and I look at theirs. They have 1,000+ hours on it, so I'm like a baby compared to them.
Only mere hundreds.
And yeah, I'm up to about I'm up to 370 hours right now. I've also been goofing around because I got my 2080S card, my RTX card, so I've been goofing around. Anything ray traced.
I still don't understand this card.
Yeah, anything ray traced with the cool lighting effects I've been doing. So I have about an hour and a half on Quake 2 RTX. I've been playing a lot of VR as well lately. I have about an hour and a half on Trover Saves the Universe.
Wait, so the gameplay of Quake, the RTX version, does that mean it just includes ray tracing?
Yes.
You keep saying RTX, and I just realized that was probably
Yeah,
what you meant.
RTX is the brand name. It's Nvidia's brand name for
This
ray
current
tracing.
generation of all the high-end cards.
Yes, of which I own one, and we have one here at the podcast, but we'll get into that here in a second. And yeah, so it includes things like reflections in puddles and reflections in mirrors and cool lighting effects and real-time lighting and all that kind of
Getting
stuff.
real close to that immersion.
Yeah, it's getting there. Also been playing Trover. That's from the writers of Rick and Morty, and this game basically does take place in that multiverse somewhere. So don't be surprised.
We'll probably
I need
see
to
him
catch
in
up. Are we
season
getting a
4.
new season anytime soon?
Yes, in November.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yep, in November. And then I was playing Raw Data, which is one of the highest rated VR games. And I thought I had never played it, but 5 minutes into it, I realized I played it a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of Stellaris.
Oh, hey.
A little bit of Sega Genesis Classics Edition. It's got like 30 Sega games on it, but you can play them in VR. So it's kind of a trip.
Wow.
So I've been doing that.
Neat.
VR chat, Accounting Plus, which was
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's,
I know.
that's a great arcade,
Yeah.
VR game.
Yes. It was just called Accounting. It was on Steam and other things. And then I saw an ad for Accounting Plus for the PlayStation VR, and it looked fucking weird as hell and hilarious.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for it to come out for the PC. It did, maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, and I picked it up. And halfway through playing it, I realized that's also by one of the creators of Rick and Morty, so that game can take place in that multiverse somewhere. And it's also co-created by the developers who did the Stanley Parable, if you've ever played that.
I've played that one.
So it's just a total mind fuck.
The anti-game.
Yeah, you can beat it in like an hour your first time through, but it's fucking hilarious and totally worth playing through. Highly recommend that. Overlord, which is a Descent clone, but it's in VR. That's pretty cool. Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is exactly what it sounds like.
That one's hot fire.
That game is fucking awesome. I would highly recommend it to anyone. Project Cars 2 was pretty awesome. Some other stuff,
Man,
but those are
busy with
yeah.
games.
And
I
then
forgot you had like the flu last week.
yeah, and then like some other random ones like Star Control 3 and Star Control 1 and 2. So just going back and playing some old throwbacks as well.
Okay.
And on top of all that, to finish it up, and this will wrap into another topic that we have later, I've also been playing a lot of Minecraft with the ray tracing shaders on it. And
I got my ray tracer RTX
Yeah.
card. Oh my
Yes.
god! Oh, it's so
well,
good.
I was playing it before on my last card, but it gut punched my last card. But now it has like headway to actually do all that.
Because it's the S edition.
It's the one with the extra ray tracing cores in it. Because before, in your previous cards, on your 1000 series cards, you can run it on there, but it sits on your whole card.
Yeah, it's not dispersed
do
to
it.
a dedicated thing.
Versus in the newer cards, there's actually dedicated side hardware that does all that and doesn't sit on the rest of your card. So it runs a lot better and it runs a lot smoother.
Oh my god, ray tracing,
and
so
it's
cool!
pretty awesome.
Oh my god!
So next week, hopefully, I'll have a report where I'll play it in VR.
Oh my god, the power is so
Yes.
there. Look at it's got its own chip.
Hey, ray
I don't
tracing,
give a fuck about ray tracing.
it's a game changer.
It's not a game changer.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, more
fuck
so than
about it.
more so than HDR, more so than like 4K.
No,
Yes.
HDR is an improvement over that.
No,
Oh yeah, it is.
no.
Oh my god.
Ray tracing HDR will make ray tracing better. Ray tracing is supplemental to. I mean, HDR is
Ray
supplemental to
tracing is supplemental to HDR.
But the other thing that's important about it
It's
is.
never gonna be a standalone thing.
But here's the other thing that's important about it, though. It takes out that entire development time for games, for developers.
Because you have to use cheating techniques to do stuff.
Yeah, to simulate light. Now they don't have to do that, and it'll make the game. It'll take that burden off them, and now they can focus on other things. So it'll speed up game development, and it'll make the games smoother.
Until I see it actually happen, because right now it just delays shit.
Yeah, because it's brand new.
It's all delayed.
Yeah. It's in its baby steps. But other than that,
It's a fad. It's gonna go away in 2 years.
No,
It doesn't matter.
No,
I'm
it's
so
gonna,
confused.
It's going to be in the console, so it's going to be like the staple mainstream thing.
Oh boy, you got me fucking heated.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
got it all hot.
Yeah, so
For
anyway.
some reason, one of our listeners is saying DDR is best.
DDR,
Like
Dance Dance
DDR,
Revolution.
I thought that was like related to ray tracing for some reason.
No, I think he's talking about DDR, like Dance Dance Revolution.
Okay.
Put that
so
in
he's trolling.
Put that in ray tracing, like somebody released some hot.
Shut up. On to the first subject, Maniacs. Thanks for listening to our intros, and they were fantastic.
That was the fucking best intro I've done in a
That
while.
was one of the best. And you're gonna get some stories after me and AV hit up what we were hitting up on Thursday, but we'll try to make it relate to the podcast somehow. We will. But first and foremost,
Everything relates to the podcast. You can
Yeah,
tie it back. You
everything.
tie anything back to video games.
yeah, because NWO versus WCW.
Fucking pro wrestling is video game culture. Get over it, nerds.
All right, Bailey.
Did anybody have to get over it? I think we could all agree.
I think everybody's all about it.
Yeah,
all
you
right.
better believe it.
All right.
So what's the first topic for today?
Oh, we're introducing the Salt Streamer.
Oh,
Oh
that's right.
shit! All this work and a lot of money got dropped.
Have you guys noticed like how buttery smooth this is? Do you guys want to
Well,
see?
well, that's subjective. The camera will be fixed shortly.
Do you
Camera
guys,
will be fixed.
Do you guys want to see what's on Derek's laptop? Do you-
Oh,
do you
We
wanna
now
see?
have a
Oh,
pushable button.
Do you have something?
You wanna
Did
see?
you get the copy from London?
Oh, yeah.
It better be the meat spins.
Is
That's
it
all I
good?
know.
London with a Y.
All right, tell me when you're good.
Wait, which link?
Any link, I don't care.
Any link as long
Whatever
as it's cool.
London said, it was good.
London with a Y.
London with a Y.
Here we go.
Go to the Space Jam.
All right,
No
ready?
Pornhub.
Go to the Space Jam website.
Hold on, apparently I gotta enter my age
There.
first.
Hey. Yeah, you can transition
All right.
now, but check out this shit.
Oh
We
shit!
can
at that.
transition our screens
Look at
now.
that.
So we're plugging our sponsor once again. New Belgium is the exclusive beer of the PAX West Beer Garden.
Make that full screen. Make
Wow!
that full screen.
Yeah.
And then look at that. We got us in the corner, and we could be assholes right
We're
there.
pro now.
Oh,
this is
dude, leave it like
legendary.
that. Leave it like
Okay,
that.
now you can go back. There you go.
Oh,
Look,
wow.
Look at technology.
And then if you
Dude.
look at the back, it starts August 31st at the convention center. There's a stupid map.
Oh, real quick, shout outs to Juan and Kyle Smith watching our podcast right now. Kyle Smith, if you guys don't know, his name goes by Flay as a musician. He's made our intro.
Yeah, wasn't he the guy you were
Hey.
pimping out? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Please support Flay and what he does. Hit him up. He does commission work, and he's also a really good musician.
Shout out, yeah. Support the artist.
All right. Is there anything else on this page? We're going back.
Yeah, no.
All
No,
right. So
back to the subject.
now,
see that,
now
though?
we were able to do that with this nifty
You guys see that?
Stream Deck.
Is it Streamlabs, right?
No, it's from Elgato.
Elgato.
Oh, you cannot see that with a glare.
This is dope. It's
So-
got our own transition things. It's
Yeah, I can
buttons.
control the
We
stream
can push
now.
buttons now.
Can do
Well, you're gonna
things.
have to because I'm gonna teach everyone.
Do you
how
know
to do it.
that's
Do
hella
things.
professional now that you got a little like
A little box
thing that pushes buttons and transitions
Yeah.
things for you.
And you
So-
guys might have noticed here on the thing, we got our normal New Belgium here, and then in the middle, you'll notice something that's definitely not edible. That would be our processor. This thing's a beast.
Yeah.
That is a R7 3700X. For those of you that know anything about hardware, you're like, oh yeah, like you already know. You know the deal. This thing is like, this thing. I was describing this to Keith the other day. Like this thing is actually a pretty big fucking deal because this is the first big mainstream thing that has chiplets in it, and that's pretty much what you're gonna see in your computers for the next 10 years. So you guys know, everybody knows what a fucking Pentium is. So you remember what a big deal it was when the first Pentium came out?
I only know when I was getting a
The
Dell.
Pentium 2 was
Yeah,
the big one.
even people that didn't know shit about computers, they knew what a fucking Pentium was. They saw it everywhere, and it directly impacted their lives. That's what this is. This is the Pentium.
Does Gateway even exist anymore?
Yes, they do.
Dude, are you getting a Dell?
Dude, I want to get a Gateway. I always like their little.
Gateway PCs? Is
Yeah.
that the one with like the little cows?
Yeah,
that's
what I wanted.
What's good?
Yep.
Yeah. I grew up in a house of Gateway computers, and then eventually we got a Dell, and I was very disappointed.
We had
I
like
did not want that Dell.
my dad went to like the custom builders, so we had like the custom like shop PCs that people like built.
My dad bought a bare bones computer for our first one. It was like $300.
Tight.
But at the time,
Was it
the
like-
early 2000s? That was a lot of money.
Yeah,
It was.
so-
So it was like.
It was all a lot
Wait,
of
was
money.
that like an E machine at that point? or-
No,
Computers
it
computers
was-
weren't
it was
cheap until like
from
4 or
Dell.
5 years
Oh.
ago. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Man, I want to see what's happening to all the like manufacturers from the '90s, and like how are they really handling life right now?
Or who are they? Because they could be combined. Like
Oh, there are a lot of
Gateway
mergers.
could be Dell for all we know. They could have merged or been bought up or
Yep.
whoever.
Acquisition or
But-
mergers.
As you can see, though, we're pretty excited and stoked for our new machine. It's going to be used for other additional things besides our streaming, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But we built this for a reason. It wasn't just for streaming.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it
It's-
is for streaming.
I mean, it is for
technically.
streaming.
Technically, it
but,
was
like-
for streaming.
But there's another major reason on top of streaming.
If you guys can see behind Goon right here over his shoulder, we
It's
got
powered by this wonderful RTX 2080. We're taking so much advantage of this ray tracing chip.
yes,
Like
we will.
100%.
We will. We haven't installed any games on it, but we will, and it'll blow your socks off. So you
Well,
silence it.
I mean, I'm talking about currently. Like, do you see the ray tracing? Look at the ray tracing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Check out the shadows in our stream. It's so lifelike.
Wow.
Fuck that ray
It's like
tracing
real
asset.
life.
It's wow. It's
Yeah.
like looking in real 3D.
Am I there or am I here? Am I sitting here or am I there?
Yo.
I'm so confused.
Anyways,
Hey, Nietzsche. Chill out.
that's too much philosophy for our poor little brains.
Well, we're stoked. We got the Salt streamer. We're going to adorn it with adorable stickers.
We will post the full specs on our Facebook
it's gonna
page.
go through the Derek process where it just has all these obscure punk bands.
Come to our
He's
face.
No effects? Get out of here.
He's gonna make our one like a $1,200 laptop or
Yeah.
desktop look like a $200 piece that
and
he found
it
at HP.
totally should though.
Yeah.
It
You
can
know
be a
what?
sleeper.
Kyle Smith, I agree. I wish Goon streamed more also.
I don't stream at all.
Yeah, you nerd.
Yeah, but you can catch Goon.
I appear in streams
You
for
know what?
competitions.
You know what though? I'll try to get up.
He does a
Goon
lot of
and I-
Facebook shares.
Goon and I will find something to play online together, and I will get him in a co-opt in a stream something.
You don't even want to stream with this one. Can you imagine
But
this
we'll
barking?
find something else. We'll find something because I don't want to play you no fighting game because that's like playing my kids in Rocket League. That shit ain't fun. They like destroy me. So
Oh, old man doesn't want to get beat by people in video games.
I want to have fun too.
Hey,
you know?
Puyo Puyo. Let's rock that.
Something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do that.
AV
Yo.
will body us.
It's a fucking Mario Kart.
Yo,
or
I
something.
would, Kyle, I would totally let you be a mod for my stream if I ever had one.
Just do it already.
What is there
Well-
for me to stream? I feel like I'm not good at.
Oh, you're
anything to
fucking DBZ shit.
That's the
Yeah,
beauty
your
of it.
DBZ stuff.
We could play something that
don't
neither
even
one of us
fucking
is
try
good
to
at.
hide like you
and just
don't
fuck up
try
at it. That's half
in
the
DBZ.
fun
He's trying to
sometimes.
act like he's not the 9th best person in the Northwest.
We
That's
could pl-
Dragon Ball Z.
We could
Never
yeah, I know,
top
right?
8.
You're acting like you're not the 350th best out of like 3,000 people at Evo. You know what I'm
Hey.
saying?
That was last year.
It don't matter.
This year he was like 250. He
Yeah.
went up.
Dr. Disrespect is going on as like 1992, 1993 back to back still. So
Whatever.
You're
I
good.
went 1 and 2 on both of my games.
I woke up hungover and drunk.
Who, me?
Me, because
Oh,
I
me
didn't
too.
play any games.
Yeah, I did play games, but I showed up in a suit and I made it on. And we had London with a Y post this last week, but I made it on the official Instagram account for Evo.
Uncredited. That was an uncredited post.
It
Yeah, it
was
was
uncredited.
uncredited. You made a cameo.
I made a camo, and I was breaking the fourth wall hard, just finger gun right at the camera.
With your pocket cami.
Yo, that's a Bullet Club
My
signature,
pocket
baby.
candy.
Yo, for those who hasn't been to Evo or doesn't know anything about Evo, just go.
It was
You'll
fun
have
as a
You'll
spectator.
have a good
for the last
time.
day.
Like, yeah,
for sure.
Whether you don't play fighting games or you just kind of watch it and you're casual about it, it's still good to go. The energy there is great. It's almost like if you guys go to anime conventions, it's almost like a convention. There's like a vendor's hall and like an artist alley.
Yeah,
And,
I was really curious how they keep people's attention while
Except-
they
Yeah.
do shit.
Except, unlike anime expos and bad comic book conventions, not all, Emerald Cities is good, but unlike those conventions, when you go to this one, you can meet your actual literal heroes, or even better, you might get thrown into a pool with a pro that you've been following for years.
I
which is
know I
nutty.
did.
Yeah, you did. And you took a picture.
Yep.
And then because of Goon and all of his courage, I wasn't going to take a picture of one of my favorite players ever. And he's like, dude, she's right there. Just take a picture. She's not going to give a shit. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, hey, Ricky. And literally like, that's how I started.
And
Hey,
then
Ricky.
she just like, huh?
Yeah, she like looked over. I'm like, yeah, he's a fan. And then
She's like, oh, come here.
yeah, and like after that, it was history. It's fine.
Nice, nice. Yeah, you know what? Like, never be afraid to approach like your like one of your heroes if you see them in person, because usually it turns out pretty well. Like,
Except for Ryan Hart, who kind of didn't really acknowledge us on Sunday.
Oh,
but I think I played it kind of safe because I approached Dennis Rodman, so I figured he'd be cool, and he was cool. So
Dennis Rodman just loves it.
yeah, he's just a cool dude.
But no, like on the Sunday where pretty much everything's done, we just had Ryan Hart just show up next to us, play craps at 4 a.m.
and for those of you guys who don't know,
or
Ryan Hart
Monday
is
morning at that point.
Ryan Hart is a prolific Tekken player. He's been playing for a very long time.
Since like the PlayStation days and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Only
also,
spoke Japanese.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
also very, very good at Street Fighter.
Yep. Oh, Kyle Smith asked a question. Says, "Who are the biggest video game celebrities you guys have met?" I guess
Put mine in the chat.
for me, it was meeting To Kill Sage and Sonic Evo this year. To Kill Sage is Sonic's roommate and training partner. So
I didn't know you met Sonic.
I did meet Sonic.
Ooh, Sonic Fox Maniacs is who we're talking about.
It was very quick and in passing, but I did meet him on the way to my pools, where I also bumped into some other people. But I had to play To Kill Sage at winners finals of my pool to get out, and he beat me to get out. So
Wow. Stomp right on your dreams.
I didn't like formally meet in handshake, but I gave a head nod and like kind of a thing. I was next to Itabashi Zangief's pool.
Oh, Itazan.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. And Itabashi Zangief is
Oh, I also
pretty like probably the best Zangief in the world.
I also bet money in the anime suite when Fenrich was playing Blaze Blue.
Okay.
And for those who don't know, Fenrich is a very, very good Blaze Blue and Dragon Ball player. He's probably the third best Dragon Ball player in the world. And his Blaze, I think he's like top 2 for Blaze Blue. So he was sitting there money matching fools, and I was side betting on him.
and you made money, right?
Yeah, I was side betting people that didn't know who that had no idea who Fenrich was. So
smart boy.
I was sitting there. I was like, hey, I got money on the Japanese guy, $5.
$5. Oh wow.
And they're like, I'll take that bet because it's like one of his homies, and I guess his homie's also really good at Blaze Blue.
Yeah.
And Fenrir's like 2-0 to him. And I just did this, and I just kept doing this until people finally started figuring out that that's Fenrich, and I stopped betting. But
Because you were literally just flaunting people.
Yep.
Being like, yo, he's gonna
I'm just
destroy
taking
him.
advantage of people that don't know any better.
But
Oh,
speaking
that's Vegas rules, baby.
but speaking of video game events, there's something coming up pretty soon.
Oh, you didn't even ask me who I met.
I know.
Oh yeah,
fuck
you
you.
didn't even ask
Me
AV
neither.
what he meant.
Well,
The person who actually runs into a lot of these people in his professional career.
Okay, comrades,
okay.
but keep it moving. So
Yeah, okay,
After
I
you,
know.
Von
Okay.
Shady.
Yeah, so I met a guy named Man vs. Gaming once before.
I remember him. He used to be on Machinima, right?
Yep, he's a long time, but he used to be a Twitch stalwart back in 2015.
Yeah, he used to be on Machinima.
I met
It's like
a few, like, they're not esports players, by the way. They're just, like, up in the top crust or in the mid leagues. I met a guy named Bacon Donut, one of my productions, and then there is a Hyperlight Studios, I believe, is a studio out in Redmond, and I met their little their production company. Not little, they're actually really good. that like I don't really meet like the esports people, but we had Ryan Hart show up next to me, and like
Nice.
I only knew because of Derek because he screamed at him,
You're Ryan Hart.
"You're Ryan Hart!" And then fucking he's only talking to the only Japanese side of the craps table, only in Japanese. Didn't acknowledge us at all, except for when Derek got a photo, and that was it. So that was my Evo experience, and I didn't compete, I didn't do anything. I just went there and gambled like an asshole and ate food, and then showed up
it's
for
Vegas, right?
the finals
It's
on
Vegas.
Sunday. That's Vegas.
Yep.
But I wasn't doing the whole Evo experience. I legitimately want to do Unist for Evo, and then Derek wants it in my head to play Tekken, and I don't know how that's going to translate.
Just you should introduce Tetris to it next time.
Say, man,
Because it's battle royale. That's technically fighting, right?
come to our locals. You'll learn real quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're like literally one of the best regions for Unis.
Yeah,
Because
nice.
Vancouver, Canada has some of the biggest killers, and they come to our shit all the time.
Oh wow. Well, it's
Like,
only what,
Five players are like in the top 20 of like the U.S. in Vancouver, Canada alone.
Yeah, it's only like
So-
a 4 or
Ooh.
5 hour
Ooh,
drive.
so can I say my cyber people I've met?
Who's your cyber people?
I met Uber Haxer Nova.
I don't know who that is. Can you explain?
He's a pretty
At
big
least
YouTuber.
someone knew Man vs. Gaming.
Yeah, he's a pretty big YouTuber. He's been on YouTube for a long time. He was one of the people that originally like blew up with like Happy Wheels and like Minecraft like way
Oh, like Uber?
back in
Is
the
it
day.
like Uber Danger? Is his name Uber Danger?
No, it's Uber Haxer Nova.
Uber Haxer
He's
Nova.
one of the bigger YouTube channels. He has like 9 or 10 million subscribers at this point.
3.87 million.
Okay. But he's been around for a while. When was his channel created? Like 2009
He
or
transitioned
10 or
over to-
something.
Hold on, let me get.
Oh, you gotta call London up. Does this
Yo,
London
yeah,
approve?
yeah.
London, can you
London.
cue this?
Yeah.
All right.
There we
Thank
go.
you, London
Good
with a
job.
Y.
Good job. So-
London with a Y is
yeah.
queued us up, and
So I
London
met-
with a Y. We've talked about this. Let's go to full screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I met him. I met the guys from Funhouse. So Adam Korvick and Bruce Green and a couple of the other people that were on that show. And I met Brian Altano and the tall guy from IGN. And yeah, so
Nice.
that's what I met.
Is he the tall guy at IGN?
I can't remember his name, but if you watch
He is
like
the tall
if you
guy.
watch like an average IGN like news video or like Up at Noon on IGN, he's the co-host of that. He's been on IGN for like years and years and years.
Thanks, London. That was a great feed about nothing.
Yep. Yep,
London
so
with
that-
a Y.
Yep. So
Please
those are
don't
my
quit.
brushes.
We need an intern.
And I've had other brushes with Cliffy B, and I had another brush with Peter Molyneux at one point. So yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
That's the good shit.
That is the good shit.
and Peter Moore when I worked at Microsoft. My very first ever job, I went up and I talked to Peter Moore, and all my coworkers were like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. I'm a vendor. I can go at any time, so I'm gonna go talk to Peter Moore." So I did.
Was he friendly?
Yeah, he was real cool.
That's good.
Yep.
There's a lot of like the good trends with like people who are VPs or like owners of a department, corporized. Generally, they're good people.
Yeah.
Not good, like good people in saying like they'll be nice and
Yeah.
like understand the social settings of things, but they are designed to rip.
He
people
was
in
real down
half
to
if
earth, and he
they-
wasn't a standoffish. He was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Da, 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 da. And I
Yeah,
said something.
they're generally
to him.
nice people.
Yeah,
You
he
can
wasn't. He
go
was a
up
nice
and
guy.
like talk to people.
Yep.
So I do that in a lot of my corporate world.
He's the head of EA Sports now. He's kind of a big deal.
I know, right?
It's
Like
kind of.
what a transition.
Yeah, he was already a big deal, and he just became an even bigger deal.
Yeah. Now he has to figure out what he's wants to do to milk EA for all their money.
I knew he worked
That's
in my
it.
building because I saw an Aston Martin parked in front of my building. I'm like, who the hell works here that has a fucking Aston Martin?
Peter
And
Moore.
Who do you think?
And I'm like, this is Xbox. It's got to be Peter Moore.
Yeah.
And then I saw a Mega 64 video where they were trolling him, and somebody was sitting on his car, and it was the same green Aston Martin, and he came out, and I was like, yep, that's
Yeah,
his
there
car.
he is. There he
Yep.
is. But anyway,
So there you go.
Well, right on.
sorry, we ignored Loudbrow's request of keeping it short. Cause fuck him.
That's some good stuff, though. People want to know that we rub elbows and hobnob with the big folks sometimes from time to
Yeah.
time.
Did you hear about that one time I met Keith Anker?
Wow.
Changed my life.
Yeah, bro.
Life changing.
Changed my life.
But speaking of super sweet conventions, which we definitely don't have enough money to send London with a Y to go to.
Yet.
There is.
I'll work for that badge.
Yeah, you work for that badge, London with a Y.
Volunteer work only.
We got Gamescom 2019 coming up.
Oh,
Who's got info on this?
This was just me. There was some other stuff they got shown there, but these are the things that jumped out at me when I was looking at the GamesCon. GamesCon is basically the European E3. It's basically what's going to replace E3 when E3 eventually fucks off. Like whenever
When even E3
I feel like
decides
that's
to call
coming
it quits.
really soon.
at some point E3 is going to fuck off. It's going to be a sad day, but GamesCon is pretty much going to take its place, and it's always been there. It's been around since like the 90s.
And their production and everything about them just been a lot better. than
yeah,
E3.
and
Yeah.
it's the production's better,
Oh.
and it's more low key, and it's a little bit more professional.
Yeah, and if we want to split to, I believe.
London with a Y.
London
Can you
with a
transition
Y.
us real quick?
Oh wow.
We got
Oh, it's a mature stream. Don't look at this.
Put us in the corner. Put us in the
for
corner.
children only.
Hold on, I gotta pop
Or
it
no,
in.
for adults only, no children.
Popping it in. Oh, you just scroll right by it.
So basically, the two things that jumped out to me, amongst a bunch of things, if you want to go take a look, just Google Gamescom 2019.
Oh, it's literally in 12 days.
12 days.
12 hours.
Oh,
12
12
hours. Oh, shit.
hours.
Oh, so
I'm blind.
so I guess the stuff from today was just like pre-announcements, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
Oh,
So-
we're going inside the Xbox.
Let's go inside.
Inside. Oh.
I feel
Anyways.
so. I feel so.
Jesus.
I feel so professional with
I
these
just thought of the headphones
transitions
because I have
too.
no idea what.
Were we
what I
talking
sound
about ASMR? ASMR?
ASMR.
Yeah, before the
Asthma.
thing. Yeah. Inside. Anyway, what on the topic of Xbox, that's a perfect segue. NVIDIA and Microsoft announced a joint partnership to introduce ray tracing into the Windows 10 version of Minecraft. And I look forward to this because I've been running this, and I've spoken on this on the podcast, and I actually talked about this earlier. I look forward to comparing like the actual official ray tracers to the mod that's on the Bedrock version, the Java version, the original version of Minecraft is basically written as a mod by a fan. So I want to compare the official one to the bootleg one.
Nice.
So I look forward to
Are
that.
we going to stay on the PAX page for a
Oh,
little
just for a little bit. And speaking
What's
of
up, what's up?
cons, if you are in the Seattle, Washington area like we are,
This is so cool.
I cannot remember the last PAX I have seen it this close to the event.
We're
There
only
are
10 days
still-
away from PAX. Holy shit!
Yeah, there are still Friday tickets
No way.
and Monday tickets.
Don't give a shit about
How?
those days.
Just
You don't
Friday
give a
tickets
shit.
Oh,
still?
Friday is awesome. Are
Yo.
you kidding me?
Friday
the-
night's
look it up,
awesome, not
look it
The
up.
Friday.
the
How much
price
are they?
hacks, the price hikes have been really bad for PAX.
Oh, that's what it is.
They
Yeah, Friday
up
pa-
that motherfucker.
Yeah, but
right.
Friday,
Friday.
dude, $55 to go
For
to
Friday?
PAX. Yeah, that's great.
But you have to, burn a PTO day for that.
Yeah, I just got a weekend pass.
I might.
I
Do
got
they
a
actually
4-day.
do weekend passes, or are you doing singles?
I just bought Saturday, Sunday.
If I
Okay.
can buy a ticket.
Oh, I
Because
got
they
a
stopped.
4-day.
They stopped doing the. Oh, do they do 4 days still?
Oh yeah, I got my
they're still doing
4-day.
4 days. But yet I think it's almost like $300.
Wait, do you have to single buy, or there is
220.
220. Yeah, but after the processing fees though. Don't
I
forget
think like
that.
250.
250?
Yeah, 250.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'll flush that.
That's not
out.
tree fitty.
I did.
350.
I paid
But
for
wait,
the.
do they actually have the badge saying it's 4 days?
Yeah,
God, I thought they fucking stopped selling those.
yeah, they stopped
They did.
doing it, but now they brought it back.
Go figure.
Because people have been asking for it back after people
Well-
were bitching about having that be there.
Yeah.
Well, now that Riot doesn't have a presence at PAX as much as it used to, now that BlizzCon is getting bigger, now that Dragon Con is getting bigger, it's mitigating all the
Dragon Con?
geeks. Because for a while, like in 2000, you remember, we were rolling with PBC like PAX at like 2013, and all of the things I
That
just
was
said,
peak league
they
popularity.
all went to PAX. And like freaking League took over like an entire floor.
Oh, no, they took the where they do the entrance line queue and shit.
Yes.
Which became basically the regionals
Yep.
for League of Legends. So they were there for 3 years, and then after that they were
like,
dipped.
oh, we understand now. We can make money.
Yeah,
off
they'd
of
be like,
this.
oh, we can just do our own thing.
Yeah, and it works. Look at the
All right.
Dota Invitational.
Thank you, London with a Y. We will continue to look at our
Bless you.
beautiful faces.
But with that,
Dude, look at
being
that
said,
technology. We can go
I
to
know.
London's feed and just be like ready to go.
Boom.
Boom.
These transitions make you feel so professional, guys.
Yeah.
for real.
It's too much.
You
Yeah,
didn't
are you
realize
Ed-
how much I had to fucking
It's too
scream at our
much.
producer, be like, "You need to get this."
Yo, are
Stop
you
it.
Edgar Wright with these mad transitions?
Oh,
Yeah, right.
And this
I am a teledirector.
And this
so
computer-
I'm more of what's the WWE like teledirector that
Oh.
kid fucking kept screaming. He's like, "God, you fucking suck." But
yeah,
anyways,
I think you need to take his job.
yeah.
Or her job, or their job.
Just say their job to always be gender neutral.
You're very, very correct there.
Quick little interjection as well as to proceed forward. For those who don't know, it's kind of big news in the gaming community. If you guys have not been paying attention, is Sony recently just bought Insomniac Games. If you guys don't know who Insomniac Games are, they're responsible for that recent Spider-Man game that came out for the PS4 that did very
Spider-Man.
well. It did extremely well. So they ended up buying Insomniac Games. So I'm interested to see in what direction they'll take it, because I kind of get weary when big companies buy smaller game companies, because some shitty things have happened in the past.
But this is the thing. Like Sony's already said that they're gonna be like doubling down on their first party stuff. makes total sense that they would buy Insomniac because for years, since like the PlayStation 2, really, like Ratchet and Clank and stuff, isn't that Insomniac?
Yes.
Yeah.
So ever since then,
Yes.
they pretty much have been a first-party developer, but now they're just like officially in-house. This is what you do. Here's your paycheck type thing. So it totally makes sense on both parties. It's kind of shocking that this hasn't happened before because I haven't seen too many Insomniac games on other platforms. So I'm kind of surprised it took this long. It makes total sense for both parties too because they basically are one and the same at this point.
No, that's true.
And remember, they also got Spyro, Sunset Overdrive,
Ratchet and Clank. Yep. Yeah, Sunset Overdrive. Yeah, that's right. That was on the underrated game. I played it on Game Pass. And Game Pass, if you guys aren't checking that out and you have a computer, like seriously, like Game Pass is kind of the shit.
Yeah, they got tons of game.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about some of these. Edge of Nowhere.
I have that game too. That game is really impressive actually for what it is.
Oh, they did Resistance?
Yeah, Resistance. And 2 and 3.
Too bad
and they made Spyro. We forgot about Spyro.
Isn't there a remaster or a remake that's a rumor that's
Wait,
something?
Sony bought Insomniac, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about that. Yeah,
Yes.
it was the smartest move because Insomniac Games had a lot of IPs that Sony built their legacy on.
Think about how many PlayStations sold just on their game. Ratchet and Clank. Like think about how many PlayStations sold just off of that game.
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
I would say.
they could be considered basically a Sony mascot.
Oh.
Ratchet and Clank.
Shouts out to our number one viewer, Elizabeth from Zelda, just bumped into the
I
house.
would dare say number one fan, literally number one fan.
Literally number one.
We literally brought her on too
so,
for like one
thanks
show.
for tuning in. She even shared. Much appreciated.
Much appreciated.
We love you.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Shady, you're blocking the RTX.
I don't give a
She-
fuck.
she-
This is a
but she
a
hasn't-
poster card. It matters
She
nothing.
joined when we haven't done our transitions yet, so we'll have to do another transition later on.
Well, we gotta get London to get in.
We
that
got
feed.
to add
We gotta
some
let 'em with a
wipes.
Y.
We need some wipes.
Some wipes.
Yeah.
Oh, you want that?
Like
the
those
George
PowerPoint
Lucas-
wipes?
No,
Yeah.
the George Lucas.
Yeah.
You need to calm the fuck down.
I want to
calm the fuck down
I want a
on that.
Nyan cat wipe.
But
Yeah,
set
cat.
it, set it, go. Whoo!
So what is this about EGS? Saverings.
This is the Epic Games Store, and I hate to kick to kick a thing while it's
I
down.
should have asked what the abbreviation was before we continued this conversation.
We were
Now
gonna
he's gotta get into it.
It was brought to our attention to bring up another subject, which was going to be the Apex Legend developer meltdown, calling people freeloaders and dicks. But I figured enough negativity.
I mean, he's not wrong about me.
I figured enough negativity in the podcast since I was already going to talk about this. And this is kicking the thing while it's down because the thing deserves to be kicked while it's down and while it's sideways and while it's standing upright and upside and all kind of ways. But this is the Epic Games Store. This is them fucking up. This is kind of like checking in with how the Epic Games Store is fucking up. Basically, Epic Games Store, for those that don't know, is a storefront which started off as pretty much the Fortnite launcher, but because there was so much traffic on that, they said, hey, let's do a game store, and we're Epic Games, and we have all this Fortnite money to like basically say fuck you.
Yeah, it basically became a cash cow.
Yes.
By using Fortnite's money.
They
their,
got
their blood money.
Yes, right now they're spending fuck you money. That's what they're
Yo,
doing.
I would love to spend fucking
So
money.
they opened a game store and they started. You guys have know. Just Google Epic Game Store controversy, and that's just gonna go back for a minute. You're gonna be. It's a fucking.
They
rabbit
got
hole.
too many problems right now.
It's a fucking rabbit hole. Well, but I'm gonna
They
point.
have 99 problems.
Yeah, and a quality service is not one. See, that's my little dad joke. Anyway, they basically give away games for free every 2 weeks, every month or so, and I have taken advantage of that, even though I don't play them on there. It's like, sure, I'll take your free game and never play it, just like on Steam.
Have they fixed anything about their UI and their security yet?
Check this out. Here's
Fuck
something.
no.
And here's something else that's broken. So the game that they were giving away 2 games. It was Hyperlight Drifter, and I forgot what the second game was. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I have spoken on Hyperlight Drifter on this podcast a few times, and it's a game I recommend, and it's fantastic. It's like a Miyazaki movie and a Zelda game. Like, yeah, it's the love child of those two things. It's Princess Mononoke mixed with The Legend of Zelda. You can't go wrong with that shit. So they were offering that game for free. It features cloud saves on whatever platform you buy it on, whether it's through Good Old Games or whether it's through Steam or whatever. It's cloud saves, so you can download it when you're visiting your grandma and put it on her computer and play it, all that kind of stuff. They were giving the game away for free. People installed it, and it was crashing the Epic Game Store. The whole thing, the whole client, it was crashing it. And Epic came out and was like, "Oh,
That's
this
a good move."
So Epic came out and was like, "Hey, we're aware of the issue. We're gonna disable cloud saves while we try to figure this thing out." And a couple of days later, they're like, "Hey, we're still trying to figure it out. Hold tight." And then a couple of days later, they're like, "For the foreseeable future, we're just gonna keep cloud saves disabled." So there's
You don't need that shit.
Yeah, there's a genuine feature of the game that you can get from anywhere else but the Epic Game Store. And I thought I would just point out that flaw because this is the same game store that does not have a shopping cart. This is the same game store that if you buy 4 or 5 games in a row because they don't have a shopping cart, you can't just buy multiple games, they will flag your account for fraudulent activity.
So you only can buy one at a time?
Yes. But even if you can buy one at a time, if you buy 4 or 5 games in a row one at a time, they'll flag your account.
How ass backwards do you have to be to not add a shopping cart to your UI?
There's no matchmaking and there's no friend chat. So, for instance, my son was playing Fortnite, and I happened to be logged into the Epic Game Launcher, and I saw him on my friends list, and I went to click on him so I could troll him and send him a message, and I couldn't chat. What the fuck? In 2019, I couldn't chat with a friend on my
Couldn't they
friends
just
list.
even just rip off Steam, like, just a little bit?
I mean, take a look at Uplay, take a look at Origin, all
Uplay
these
did
other
a better job.
services.
Even Origin did a better job.
Take a look at Good Old Games. Take a look at whatever you want to do. It all has these features.
Origin is a busted piece of ass and it still works.
I give EA half a point for Origin because it could be much worse. It could be much worse, and it's not. So I give them half a point for not totally fucking that up. But yeah, your point taken. This isn't. Yeah, I just thought I kicked them while they were down because this is just another thing. It was just like, what the fuck are you doing, Epic? So anyway, that's my rant on the Epic Game Store for now.
So who uses any of those? Like every time I get a message from like someone on Steam, I ignore it because I like turn all the notification and like their ability to talk to me. Or if I do see the thing come up, I ignore it. If you're not in my fucking like Discord channel or like even if you directly like say for you always do this, I like look at like messages you sent me like 2 days later.
Which I spam you, yeah.
Yeah, you spam me on every like fucking new game that comes up. You're like, oh, this game looks cool. You should let me know. And I either ignore it or the pop-up doesn't come up on the bottom right.
Yeah.
And then I look at the message like after session. I'm like,
But the
Yeah.
feature's there, and you choose to turn it off. That's what I'm talking about. At least the feature's there.
so
to choose
dumb.
to
Just
turn
use
it off.
Discord.
Hey, on the topic of actual good games.
Hey.
Hey,
no.
fucking get
but
him.
Sorry.
I'm saying Hyper Light Drifter is a fantastic
Hyper Light
game.
Drifter is a good game.
Don't buy it on the Epic Game Store.
I was just poking fun at Fortnite.
Got him.
Got him.
They finally announced the release date for Final Fantasy VIII's port to the Switch. And
you
that
bring this up.
happens to be September 3rd, so it's right around the corner. That's actually during PAX week.
Is that the same? Is that when the PC version's coming out too? Because there's going to be
I
a remake.
don't
of that
know about
too.
the PC version. I think
PC
it
version's
is.
been out. I haven't.
No,
like,
but that's not the
Final Fantasy
remastered
VIII
version.
remaster.
oh, the
They
Yeah.
have it was just a port. So there's a remastered version. It's coming out. All the graphics look so much better.
Is Square Enix going to be benevolent and let me have it, even because I own Final Fantasy VIII already?
No, you're gonna
No,
have to,
God
you're gonna
damn
have to
it.
buy it twice,
You're gonna
bro.
damn
get
it.
that premium like.
And I'm going to do
support.
it too because Final Fantasy, like seriously, is like my favorite.
And then plus they
single-player.
added some. They added that battle enhancer feature like they did. I was talking about earlier with Final Fantasy 7, and they also added a game speed up mode.
Totally
So
fine with both of those because
I-
I want to just blitz through it.
I think
love
it's
that
great.
Yo, what's Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy
Hey,
VIII
you
is my
motherfucker!
favorite.
You don't even get a right to say that. I've only played 9, and that was it.
Final
Well, actually,
Fantasy-
9 and 15.
VV.
Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite single player.
It's
Final
your
Fantasy.
favorite one?
It's my favorite
8?
single player. Yes.
Oh,
Man, that's interesting.
I know.
Okay.
Hey, Maniacs, let me introduce you to one of my best friends in the whole world. We got Marion Bailey on the street.
What up?
Hello.
What up?
Hello.
Does she like
What's
having
going
her
on?
last name
English?
exploded like
Oh,
that?
I don't know. It's on the freaking thing.
Well,
Oh,
it's
you're
too late
English?
now.
You're English?
English.
Nice.
Hello.
good
I
shit.
love Brits. I do.
Avi got wild with some Brits
I
the
love
other
Brits.
the other month, right? The Brits that came up to Seattle.
I'll have you know my ex-girlfriend's Brit
Mm.
too.
Oh.
You all know her,
I love Brits.
Claire.
Oh, Claire Bear.
Well, that was
That was your
girlfriend?
ex? That's your
She's
ex?
my ex.
Tight.
I did not know that.
She was my ex.
Hi, Claire, who's been on the show. Hi.
But yeah. Anyway, check out Final Fantasy VIII's coming out soon, and don't forget the remake comes out in March. So be sure to tune it. The remake for 7. I should probably reiterate that. So be sure to check that out. I can't wait to play it. I have the $350 special edition pre-ordered and ready to go because I'm on
Final
the
Fantasy 8,
7.
7. Okay.
I don't buy collector's editions of anything, and this is the first one I bought in like 4 or 5 years, and it's the only exception.
Goodness
That's good.
gracious.
So I'm stoked for that. Stoked for Final Fantasy 8, even though I wasn't really a fan of 8. Sort of.
Fucking love 8. Fucking
I think it's because of the fact that like
love
8 was like more of like a
8.
romance,
love it.
like a romance
Fucking
novel.
Quistis.
He's just like
Fucking
love
Quistis
it.
is...
Oh no, yeah, it's
rubbing up
called
and down people's bodies.
it's
I
called
love it.
Ignore the Girl for 2 discs, and all of a sudden on disc 3
Uh,
they're in love.
Are you
If
talking
you
about...
guys don't know,
Are you talking about Renoa?
yeah.
Fuck Renoa. It's all about Quistis.
Do you guys know?
Yeah!
Hey, were you ever there for the Squall is dead theory, Savory?
Yes.
Yeah, and how they went like deep into like how like after the first disc Squall's actually dead, and you're just going through like that final flashes of his life.
I don't discount that.
I really don't discount that either
Yeah.
because that dude got impaled by an icicle from a sorceress.
I totally don't discount that theory.
So I don't discount that theory. It's the same thing like the Link is dead theory, Majora's Mask.
I don't discount that either.
I don't discount
All
that
right,
at all.
hold on. Thank you, London with a Y came in super
here
clutch.
we go. Ready?
No, not yet.
Oh,
3,
fuck.
and-
Oh, there's a
Shit.
there's a website.
All right, London.
so there's a website dedicated to the Squall is dead theory. At the transition,
Tell me when.
London with a Y,
We're good.
cue us up. Let's go.
All right.
So this is they made an actual web page for the Squall is dead theory, and basically how it talks about if you guys played 8 at all, at the end of disc 1, Squall gets impaled by Edea, the sorceress, with a giant icicle that she
So
makes.
good.
So during that time period, somebody made the theory that he actually dies during that time period because in the second disc, shit starts getting super sci-fi.
Yes, it does,
Like-
and it starts like jumping back and forth.
Like
between him
aliens
Laguna.
and spaceships, and the Balam Garden becoming a spaceship, and,
and,
like,
and fun fact, Square
You've just become a memory.
and fun fact, Square Enix USA is based in Marina del Rey, which is right by what's the famous beach in
Venice.
LA? Yes, it's right by Venice. And a lot of the names from this game, when they were localized to the U.S., it's named after places in Orange County and in Southern California. So Laguna Hills,
Laguna, yep.
Yeah, Irvin, the guy in your group,
Irvine, California.
Irvine, California. I used to live right next to Irvine. I worked at the Spectrum in Irvine at the fucking Dave and Buster's
Oh,
there.
and anybody that knows, Zot Zot. And if you haven't been to Orange County, that doesn't mean anything.
Yep. So so that fun fact that kind of blew my mind.
So anyway, check out those theories. The Squall is Dead theory is a really good read. It'll mind fuck you absolutely.
And definitely check out the game, especially if you haven't played it before and you're
Yeah.
just kind of like.
I think it's a good Final Fantasy to get into, like a
I
starting
love
one.
it.
So
I love it.
a lot of people
It's
say
my-
7, but
it's my
like
favorite
now that
one.
8's remastered, I would check 8.
Thank you, London with a Y.
That was a lot of fucking nerd shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, well,
You
know
guys
what,
went
man? Like,
in.
That's what we're here.
I didn't know
for.
there was like serious like alternate.
There was some
like,
theory
fan
crafting
fiction
and-
shit.
and-
That's what we're here
It's
for.
Theory crafting.
Conspiracies?
Sorry, that's correct.
Yep.
Did we already talk about PP mechanics? Did I miss that?
Oh no, we skipped that.
Oh.
We gotta double back to the PP
What
mechanics.
the fuck is PP mechanics?
So this is something else that premiered today at Gamescom, or as a preview to Gamescom, I guess.
Did they put a release date to this game yet?
Isn't it? I don't know. It's this fall.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what it is.
So October it is.
I'm waiting for the PC version because on a side note, we're talking about Death Stranding. That's the newest game from Hideo
It's not a side
Kojima.
note, it's the real note.
From Kojima-san from the Metal Gear and the Snatcher series. Here's an interesting side note. That game was originally listed. If you went to Sony's webpage and you looked at exclusively on PlayStation games, that game was originally listed there. When the game was first announced and he was interviewed, people asked, hey, is this just for PlayStation or can we expect to see this on other things? And Kojima himself said, this will be on the PlayStation at first, but then this will also be on other platforms. And he specifically did say including the PC. So after that, it was listed on Sony's website as only on the PlayStation. Well, recently, if you go back to Sony's website, the same exact page, that game is no longer listed. So everybody's like, oh. Including me, I'm like, okay, I'll just grab the PC version. My only hope is that it doesn't go Epic Game Store exclusive. That's the that's the only
please,
thing.
no.
That's the only thing. So while I was kind of like meh on this game before, I'll check it out on a Steam sale down the road if it comes out on the PC, when it comes out on the PC. But I want to point this out because the gameplay, they showed about 6 or 7 minutes of gameplay. 2 fun facts that we learned from the gameplay. Jeff Knightley is an NPC in the game. He's actually like a person that gives you quests. And
Could
if
you
you're-
please inform people if they don't know who Jeff Knight
Yes.
is?
Yeah, who the fuck Jeff Knightley
Jeff
is?
Knightley is. He's been around for, as far as video game journalism, he's been around forever. That dude's been around since about like the late 90s. If you were watching Tech TV back in the day, he was even on that before it became G4, before it got canceled. He was doing video game things. He was doing like developer interviews, like in-depth, like documentary style of developer interviews. This is way back in like 2003, 2004, stuff like that, 2002, stuff like that. He eventually was behind Video Games Live, and if you haven't heard of that, it's a orchestra tour that tours the country, and they play video game music.
I thought it was Tommy Tallarico.
That was Tony Tallarico.
Yeah.
He's also a part of that though,
Okay.
Jeff Knightley.
I thought Tommy Tallarico like made games live or whatever.
Yeah, but Jeff Knightley is also affiliated with
Is
that.
it Knightley or Kaylee?
I think it's Kate.
You know what? It might be Kaylee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd.
Whatever. And also, if you've been watching the Video Game Awards, like that's pretty much his baby.
Yeah.
And he's the host of it, and he's the main guy who's driving all that, the producer and all that kind of stuff of it.
And he's Canadian.
Yes. So he is. It was revealed today. He is a playable, not a playable character, but he is an NPC, a quest giver in Death Stranding. So that was kind of
That's
interesting.
neat. That's kind of a cool.
to randomly
Well,
see
kind of
actually
a cool
say Jeff
homage.
Keighley on it.
Yes. No. I wish.
Yeah.
It might as well.
Yeah.
But also the other thing that was shown in it was you have bladder and pee-pee mechanics in this game.
Oh, so that's what you mean when you abbreviate it on the board.
Yes. So basically, there was a section in the game where the character's like sitting, and it's Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead, and he's sitting there, and he's resting,
Fucking naked.
and he gets up. No, he wasn't naked in this one. He's wearing his suit with the freaking baby and stuff on the front, and he gets up, and he's about to go run to the quest area or whatever, and he gets up, and you hit the X button. And then all of a sudden your character's like peeing on a bush, and there's actually like a pee meter next to it showing how full, like showing in a percentage how full your bladder is.
This
And
wasn't the first game to do it.
and he finishes peeing on the bush, and like a mushroom grows.
At least we're not as stoked about it on that time that Red Dead Redemption announced so you can see horse
Horse
balls,
Keith the Bookie.
testicles.
horse testicles.
Yeah,
Testicles.
Keith the Boogie. Oh, we've got the hardware for it now. When it comes out on the PC, Keith the Boogie and I, the first thing we're doing is we're buying that game, and we're looking for the 4K HDR ray traced horse balls.
It's not gonna make.
That's
ray
what we're
tracing.
doing.
It's not gonna be 104. We
That's
don't
what
even
we're
have
doing.
144 hertz
Oh,
on
yeah,
this
take me
monitor.
to
I will bring my monitor so we
Take
can
me
run
to
that
that
game
Old
at
Town Road, dude.
144 hertz, 4K HDR ray traced horse testicles.
It's talking about a lot of things he's not gonna do.
That's what we're doing.
Oh, a random tidbit too. Recently, I don't know if you guys aren't into this kind of music, you probably won't know, but Bring Me the Horizon actually made a visit to Kojima Studios.
I saw that
the other day,
You put the thing up.
and I was like, "This is a weird timeline we live in." Because Kojima was like, "I love this band," and I'm like, "You know who this band
Yes.
is?"
You're like, do you
Yes.
listen to anything?
Are you
not
surprised
American
by
music?
Are you surprised by anything Kojima does or says?
No,
That dude is
at
like
this point, not anymore.
he's the most random motherfucker like of all time, probably.
Yeah.
He's so all over the place.
Just
with his
imagine him
taste.
at a fucking BMT or Bring Me the Horizon.
BMTH.
BMTH. Sorry, I'm not used to the acronym fast enough.
I'm still holding
But
out.
just imagine him there, like in the middle of the pit.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
And it just
burger.
Kojima's just in the middle of the mosh pit. He's like, "I love this band."
I love this.
I'm
man.
still I'm still holding out on my dream that Microsoft of Japan buys Konami and then just hands it over to Kojima.
Be like, "This is yours
That's
now."
like my
No, like,
ultimate
that would
dream.
be a
This
big
this
dick
belonged
move.
to you, as they like hand it over
Yeah.
like a
and then
tribute.
Microsoft is also like, these won't be exclusive. These will be on every fucking thing. Like that would be like the most
You
insane
know
thing
Kojima
ever.
wants to come back and fix Metal Gear so badly, but
So badly.
They're not gonna let him
they
do
won't
it.
let him.
And
Konami
honestly,
basically has pulled out of the video game industry.
and I trust them for putting other people in charge of the other thing. Like I want to see
I don't think
Contra.
I was trust.
I want to see Contra come back, and I want to see Kojima be like, I trust you to do
We all know,
Contra.
'cause
I want to see the person Kojima trusts to do Contra, and I want to see those Contra games.
You know what? Well, because when Kojima left, they made Metal Gear Survive, and we all know what the fuck happened.
That
to
was a
I
cash
still
grab.
want to play it.
That was
Even though
literally.
I'm
It
waiting
became
until
a
it gets-
survival
And,
horror
and
video
it's,
game.
and it's
Yeah.
fitting. It's on the back of like survival horror because that game is basically like a fucking zombie of fucking Metal Gear. Yeah, that's basically what it
Just-
is.
No one's home, but it's still
so
walking.
disappointing, man.
I still want to play it. I'm waiting until the right price comes out for it. I will buy it.
Is by right price you mean like $3 bargain bin?
I want
better
to see
believe
it
it.
free. I want to see it. If it's a free game on the Epic Game Store, I'll click it and then never play it.
Oh,
Oh, that's disrespectful. At least
No.
play the damn game for 5 minutes.
Maybe I will.
I'd rather play Fortnite.
Because those two go together.
Like-
Metal Gear, whatever, and
Fortnite.
the Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work. Out.
Oh,
That
man.
should be an
The
exclusive.
math does not add up.
But yeah.
Oh.
Actually,
Hashtag live dangerously.
Yeah,
Let's go.
to a little bit more tidbits before we
Tidbits.
swipe everything up into the final conclusions.
Oh,
Uh,
and
Swipe it all
thanks,
left.
well, again, to our lovely intern, London with a Y. We just got linked a Bring Me the Horizon video. So the maniacs know what the heck we're talking
Oh,
about.
right here? Nope.
No.
What the fuck was that, London?
No, London with a Y just put it in the chat.
You
so.
fucking disappointed me on that call.
Hold on. Hold on.
We don't know the rights for that
Wait,
sound. so we can't play it.
wait.
I got a little ASMR.
Oh, that's the
Hashtag
good
live
shit.
Hashtag live dangerously.
For those guys, go into PAX. I hope to see you all there. Actually, we hope to see you all there. We may or may not meet you in the show floor, but we're gonna meet you in the after parties.
You will be
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So be sure to come chill with us. If you guys don't have anything planned, Sunday GameWorks is holding a 64-man under night in-birth tournament.
Eunice for the cool kids.
Eunice for the cool kids. If you guys want to see one of the strongest regions in the U.S. play some good-ass Eunice, Stop on by. Sunday evening starts at 5:30 p.m. It'll be streamed. You can enter. It's free, by the way, to enter the tournament. So
And you don't have to have a badge.
nope, be sure to check it out. It'll be a good time. You can come and watch people play some high-level units, and shit gets pretty hype.
Yo, but what's going on Friday night?
What is going on Friday night?
How much information do we have about Friday night's PAX event?
Regent
Keith the Boogie,
of Rigatoni.
is this official? Is this pluggable? We will have more information next week.
Yes, coming
We
up.
can hide that. But
We will blow it the hell up. All
I
you
know,
need to know is keep Friday night open at PAX. saltTier will be in the house
In some form or another.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Doing something.
We will
Doing
shoot up
something. Prizes will be available in either cash or swag. And also, just stay tuned to all of our Twitters. We're going to be in tune with Lauren and New Belgium Brewing Pacific Northwest. And we got
Because New Belgium-
koozies. We got...
T-shirts.
They're gonna have a tournament as well of their own for some PAX badges.
At the very least, come and show up for a sense of pride and accomplishment. That's what I say.
If you goad Save Rings enough, he will send you a Steam code for a game because he's just hoarding them.
Not as much as I thought. We got to build this back up. Okay. Oh, shout out to Taylor Swift in our Steam group. He was the winner of a game, and he picked Stellaris. He was actually here on the show. It was
Man
Matt.
of good taste.
It was Matt. It was Sage's friend Matt who was on here.
Very
Oh,
nice.
So yeah, he's definitely gonna check that game out later. So if you want your free game, tell your friends. Once we get to 50, we'll do another game giveaway. It was some pretty good games: Dungeons 3, Civilization 6, and Stellaris.
Those are actually not bad.
All
games.
three of those are quality games. So yeah, if you want a shot at a 1 in 50 shot at a quality game, get your friends to like us on Steam. We are saltTier on there.
It'd be good to see you guys on there. We want to see what you guys are playing, so we can see those groups.
So you can see how much Gross Def is not on Steam, and you
Yeah.
can give him shit.
Yeah. One
He
time,
still hasn't added me on Steam yet after
he
I
still
added
hasn't
him.
even turned on his goddamn machine.
Yeah.
He
It's
built
too
it and
much
he
work.
was like, "All right, I'm gonna go back to my PS4 now."
You know what it
Oh,
is.
this is a cute game. I don't
You
want
know
to
what
do
it
this
is?
anymore.
It's the fighting games for one, and I don't blame him on that front. We were talking about this before the podcast. For the audience on fighting games, you definitely probably do want to play that on PlayStation.
Fighting
or
games on
something.
PC is so much better though.
I know,
There's
I
no
know.
frame
So
delay.
But
great.
it is, but the crowd's not quite there. As compared
No,
to, like,
because
The
it's,
crowd's
a
cheap-ass
PS4
motherfuckers.
is more easily accessible. It doesn't. You don't have to build it.
there's a lot more rage quitters on the PC as well.
Oh my
People-
fucking
that's all it is.
God.
That's all it
Is
is.
it that bad?
Yes.
Yes.
Because PC elitists do not want to lose because like none of them are like really familiar with fighting games. So like
So
when
they
they
get
lose,
destroyed.
they're just like fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me before I came to the show.
Yeah, rage quitting on the
Two
PC.
rage
fighting
quitters
it
for my
all-
first two ranked
Yeah.
matches in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, rage quitting on the PC is like
What's the
peanut butter
penalty
and
stiff
jelly.
on it
What?
for rage quitting?
What's the what penalty?
Yeah, the
for
penalty.
Dragon Ball, zero.
Zero penalty.
Zero penalty. You can quit as much as you want.
That's fucking ass.
The only
Do I always
the,
forget that you don't have an Instagram Save
the
Rings?
only thing that stops you or that
I do
that,
not.
that
I'm
they
an old
mark you
man.
is that they mark you as a constant rage quitter by highlighting your name yellow or purple.
So people will be like, "Oh fuck this."
Yeah, so if you see a purple name, be like it's a rage quitter. You can not queue and play them.
They should do that on Mario
Oh,
Kart.
that's not too bad.
But I'd rather have them rage quit and lose their points because they definitely deserve to fucking lose
They,
some.
they should do that on Mario Kart, man. They should put a little Goomba next to you if you're a fucking rage quitter all the time.
Yeah,
Because you guys
Because
goddamn
Mario
Roomba.
Kart is fucking plagued with rage quitters too.
If it's not the perfect line, quit. Just quit.
If I can't snake, it's over.
But I digress. This brings us to
the closing.
something last.
Something closing.
They call this the curtain call.
The curtain call.
Oh, look at that, Loud and Brown on the stream. I got Loud and Brown by the chin. Oh.
Anyways, yeah, that's a good use of our curtain call time, you motherfuckers.
Okay. Games. Thank you, Elizabeth. Games.
Vidjas.
Pages.
Also,
so
yes,
my
Taylor
closing
Swift.
statement. My closing statement for the night is: get ready for PAX and GamesCon. That is so much information. Don't buy anything yet. Wait for the announcements. Don't make any big purchases. Who knows what's going to be announced in the next 2 weeks? Wait till September. Do you remember? And if you
I thought you were
need
gonna say
to,
"Wake me up till December ends."
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
dun.
If you need to at me, I am at Loud and Brown on Instagram and Twitter.
But on
and-
Steam.
But on Steam, I'm
But not
almost
Steam.
almost never on there. But it's gross stuff with a PH.
What do you mean? No, almost never. It is never.
It is never.
Never.
Sorry, I'll do it
We're
more often.
We're gonna talk
You
shit
won't,
until you pop
Because
up.
you're a quitter.
Yeah. Please like and follow and share. And I'm going to my right.
To the right, you have the save rings. ... This week I will be
Bleh, bleh.
live dangerously. This week I will be building my third PC in about 11 days or so. It'll be my own streamer, and at which point I will be streaming more often, and I'll maybe be streaming here on our Facebook or wherever we stream, just to engage with you guys and stuff like that. Find me on Steam. I'm probably playing something weird and random. That's totally fine if it looks totally weird and random to you, like it probably is. And that's about it, really. I build computers. That's what I do. I build computers. And across the table, I have the blonde one.
Oh, me. I'm blonde. Anyways, you got your boy Von Shady on everything Von Shady except for Twitter, which I think I changed it to Von Shady _. Or it's still _ Von Shady. I didn't remember
what
I
about
did
the
that
guy
change.
on Twitter?
I'm still trying to get rid of him. I want to be the number one.
What about him?
He just doesn't have an account that's active, and I can't do anything
Just
about
report it until it goes away.
I was
it.
trying
Report inappropriate name.
I was trying to goad you because you always go off on that.
No, I don't really go off.
I wanted
of
a big
it, but,
explosion.
all I do now is watch pro wrestling while I work out. That's all I do. And then maybe I might play video games. But I do have to practice Tetris. I'm not going to be anywhere near ready for Eunice.
And you need to be on some Stellaris, man. I'm telling you.
Maybe.
Come on.
I don't really play video games much these days. I just literally go home, work out, watch a lot of pro wrestling, and then call it a day. And maybe I might think about a game or two, but literally it's just Sega Heroes. That's
By
it.
God.
By God!
Whoa.
Fucking blew him out. Blew him out. So that's what you get. Don't do that again.
Rip headphone users.
Anyways, to my right,
You got the Goon P&W in the house saying my final goodbyes. Shout outs to the Eunice crew for being so nice to me. That goes for Rurik, Holy Archangel, Fraud, and Korymon. Thank you for sticking it out with me. Oh, and thank you to Nightmare and Kumo Jockey. All those guys are awesome. We just had KBBQ the other weekend together. That was rad. So shout outs to them for always helping me learn the game as well. Play some Eunice, guys. Play any video game. Play fighting games. Play competitive games. Play
Try some
Counter-Strike,
fucking VR.
Overwatch, VR.
Hunt down a friend with some fucking VR and get
Engage
on
in
that.
the. I haven't said this recently, but engage in your community. I'm sure people will be happy to have you if you're interested in some kind of game that could be social. So go out to them, hang out, chill, meet new people. Be like me. When I moved here, I literally had 0 friends besides the people here in this room, and now I have a ton of friends just by entering the FGC alone. So
You probably have more friends than I do at this point, and I've been here for 15 years and shit.
yeah, and this community's been super welcoming to me. So thank you very much to the FGC, especially the Eunice scene in general. So with that being said, kicking it back.
Real quick, shout out to Katarina. Shout out to Yuzi here. So just point out, shout out.
she's not dead.
I know, just shout out.
Rena just recently had a pretty bad seizure, but she's doing a lot better now. So please wish her well. We wish her.
What up,
What's
Kat?
her social media?
What up, Kat? What up?
The friendly versions first.
Oh, XO Rena Low on Twitter. Be sure to follow her on that, as well as Rena Locke on Instagram.
There you go.
All right. Follow and support. So in closing, want to give another shout out and thank you to our lovely sponsor, Lauren at New Belgium Pacific Northwest. Once again, that is a B Corp certified
I'm out of
company.
liquor.
Live
so I can't
dangerously.
drink.
Live dangerously, employee owned.
Juicifer IPA.
Woo! And you can follow them at New Belgium _PNW or at Voodoo Ranger, because in a world filled with ordinary IPAs. In a world filled with ordinary IPAs.
Did you know that guy died in 2008? Anyway.
Voodoo Ranger saves
Way to
the day.
fucking bring it down.
I know, way to bring it down. Also, very importantly, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are on we're on Spotify,
Google
SoundCloud,
Play, and
Google
iTunes.
Play.
We're on your
Like, subscribe, do all the things.
We're on your
YouTube's
toaster.
coming up, but I've been dragging my feet.
We're on your mom.
What
We're on
YouTube?
your mom.
Are we trying to do a YouTube account?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
whoops.
got it.
I did
Now
not
that
know
I'm
about
linked
that.
now that I'm linked to the Google. And also, check out all the other podcasts on Soundcasting Network. They're freaking fantastic.
Can I say it? Girl, how long? Say, Mister.
5 minutes out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How to be a better drinker?
Oh, I don't know if there's
good.
a call out to that. Jesus.
It's good. Listen to that.
Maniacs, we love you.
That's
This has
call
been episode 38, and this has been a production of the Soundcasting Network.
Yay!
Thank you kindly.
Hashtag PC Master Race.
No, it's hashtag Live Rangers, asshole.
Hashtag your argument is invalid.
See you guys.
Wrong.
Hashtag PC Master Race.
Hashtag.
Yay!
That was pretty good, guys.